A lot of people ask me, they go, "Oh, Slick, you flew the F-16 for so many years, and don't you want something fast?" And actually, no, I don't. I got the opportunity to do fast and pull a lot of G's, and this is just a different type of flying. It has rejuvenated my love for aviation in just such a different way. Well, I really appreciate the opportunity to talk about my 1944 Boeing Stearman. It is the lowest time Stearman in the world, with only 369 hours on it today. From factory new in 1944. I think for most people, when they think about World War II or they think about old airplanes, they think about biplanes, and they think about radial engines, and they think about an open cockpit, and the Stearman has it all. Initially, yes, the yellow Stearman were basically contracted by the Navy, and the Army Air Corps or Army Air Forces Stearman, they were yellow and blue. But over time, you got to understand, they were taking young people, from all across the country and all walks of life and giving them the opportunity to fly. And so they banged them up and crashed them and had all kinds of issues, and eventually, parts would fail. They'd have to replace them. And the Stearman, although iconic and beautiful, it wasn't about a beauty pageant back then. It was about, training guys to become killers and then go out and fly and go to war. So Boeing stopped painting the airplanes, the yellow and the blue, and they were just mass producing parts for the Stearman for both services, and they were just cranking them out in like this beautiful pewter silver. A lot of people restored the airplanes back to what they think are the factory colors, but the vast majority of Stearman that were flown for military training were actually silver. If you were in a silver Stearman coming out of the sun, there was no way to see that, and that's why they called it the Silver Ghost, because they would show up out of nowhere, at your six, and they'd start the whirling dervish of dogfighting.
But no two planes are exactly alike in this respect. Even though they may have come off the production line side by side, there are 100 little variations which may cause minor differences in the rigging.
This airplane was in service in California for a short period. In April of 1944 it was delivered, and then it was delivered to Hill Air Force Base, or Hill Field, and now Hill Air Force Base, and then at that point it was decommissioned and stored for the military. The amazing thing about this airplane, not only the fact that it flew so little during its military service, is although it was sold to a company, it was never touched as a crop duster. At the time it only had 244 hours since it came off the factory floor and was flown just by a few of those aviation cadets and pilot trainees. At that point, the airplane went through a thorough restoration. Everything is original to the airplane, except for a couple modern things were changed, like I mentioned, the brakes, the fabric, and the wood. And on an evening like this, to go out for a sunset cruise, look at the fall foliage, it's like getting on your tractor or lawnmower at the end of a long day, and just hearing and feeling the rhythm of that radial engine. Really, the airplane is just such a pleasure to fly.